I am here to tell you that is completely not true. Good morning, beautiful people. This is MommaGoob, back again to discuss my experiences with the vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. Just to remind you all, I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy approximately 8 years ago, and I was successful. I got to my goal weight. I gained a little back, which I'm hoping if I share my journey, I will be motivated to get back on track a little bit. But definitely, I did not gain every pound back. I was searching online, and I was looking at the current data about vertical sleeve gastrectomy because medical procedures always get better over time, and I just wanted to see if there was any new data out there that I could comment on. Well, I ran into a lot of articles talking about the risks and benefits of the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and most of them that I came across were for weight loss surgeons, like an advertisement in essence. So I initially didn't come across any like scholarly articles, but I just did want to comment on what I had read. Specifically, I was reading one weight loss center in Mexico, and I will say though, you do you, but personally, I would be very afraid for this kind of surgery to do medical tourism. But your results may vary. Oh, I also stumbled across not my specific doctor, but his partner. He's back to advertising the full out the door price online, meaning the surgery, the hospital stay, and I think it's either 5 or 7 years of follow-up. He now advertises a price of $10,300. So this is in South Florida. So if anything, I would say go to the South Florida to have your surgery if you have to travel, because $10,300 is super cheap. But they still take insurance, but there's a lot of hoops. And I discussed that in additional videos, which I'll link at the end. But anyways, I wanted to give you my take on the risks and benefits as I experienced them. In other words, I want to share with you my good, bad, and ugly of the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. So you all know, you've all done research, the actual risks, the main risk being you can have leakage on the staple line of the incision. Absolutely. Very small chance, but it's still there. There's also all kinds of complications with the surgery, infections from the incisions, although they do the surgery laparoscopically. So there's only a series of some small cuts. But as I was sharing in another video, the surgical glue that they used on me, I turned out to be allergic to. So I had a bad reaction from that. But again, it wasn't like an anaphylactic reaction. It was just a lot of itch and redness, which cleared up with a small course of steroids. So anyways, and obviously the benefits outweigh these risks because otherwise people would never get the surgery. I mean, why would you have a fully functioning, healthy part of your body removed if there wasn't some extreme benefit? And obviously those overall benefits are health. For me, I can tell you that I agree. I think the biggest benefit of this surgery are the health outcomes. For myself, I have multiple sclerosis, which wasn't caused by weight, wasn't fixed by weight, but let me tell you, losing 150 pounds or so has made mobility just 10 times easier. I mean, I'm extremely active. Well, not extremely, I'm not a marathon runner or anything, but I get at least 30 minutes to 90 minutes of activity a day, walking, doing other exercises, strength exercises. So that has definitely, I've seen that benefit in health. Plus all my numbers, every time I go to the doctor, they get pretty bored with me. They're like, all right, yeah, perfect, sugar. perfect blood pressure. As a matter of fact, my blood pressure is on the low end of normal. Couldn't ask for anything more. All my, blood count numbers have decreased and, gone into the healthy range, cholesterol, triglycerides, you name it. So that has been a benefit for me. The other benefit that I have noticed, and this is going to sound completely surface level and vain, is, so to back up, I've been heavy my entire life. Okay, I was a fat child, I was a fat teenager, I was a fat college student, and then I was a fat adult. And I'm talking like morbidly obese, not super morbidly obese like you see on my 600-pound life, but 318 pounds is regular morbidly obese. And even throughout my pregnancies, I was obese. I always got up to over 300 pounds when I was ready to deliver my children and I had to get C-sections. And by the way, that was perfectly safe and healthy and my kids are normal, even though I was morbidly obese. So, you hear that a lot. But anyways, one of the biggest benefits are the cute clothes. I'll admit, for instance, Lily Pulitzer is a very colorful brand that is popular here in South Florida. I've always wanted to try the clothing from that line. Very expensive, but I just thought it was so beautiful. And they never had plus sizes. So it was like all of a sudden, when I got down to my real goal weight, I was able to pick out, dresses and shirts that were size 6, So I was now a Lily girl. I mean, my closet has several pieces now, things that I've gotten at good prices, but the clothes are just the most fun. And while I was losing weight, I did a subscription box that was plus size clothing. And then, it's like you try it and you wear it and then you return it. Gwynnie B was the name. That was so much fun because I was just grabbing different styles, things I didn't normally wear. And I just wanted to see what, looked better on me and what I liked, because it'd been, I had never been able to have this opportunity to wear these type of clothes. So that was awesome. And the other thing is I don't know what it is, but the smaller sizes are always on clearance. So you always get the better, I feel like you always get the better prices because most women are, size 14, 16. So those 4s and 6s are usually marked down. So that was a great benefit for me. The other thing, and I'm sure you've heard this before, airplane seats. So I had to travel before COVID a lot for work. And I will tell you, getting on a plane was always my biggest fear because I was one of those people who I could fit in a plane, I could get the seatbelt on, but just barely. So I would often worry, am I going to get into a seat? Am I not going to fit into it this time? Am I going to sit next to, some jerks that, don't want a fat person next to them? Not that I could blame them, but I remember one time I was on this flight and it was one of those Bombardier jets, small airplane, and I had to sit next to an equally obese man. So we just kind of let our obesity fly because they're like, well, I'm fat, you're fat. Let's just be fat together in these 2 seats. So once I lost the weight, it was just the best feeling to get in an airplane seat and actually have room. So my hips didn't touch the seat. I mean, that was amazing for me. That's the best feeling. Every time I get on a plane now, I still bask in that feeling of room. So anyways, on to the bad. I want to say otherwise, and this is really what prompted me to make this video. So I was reading in that website for the surgery in Mexico that another benefit of weight loss surgery would be, higher confidence, better mentality, better mental fitness, better, everything. You'll feel better about yourself. And it sort of implied the surgery fixes everything. I am here to tell you that is completely not true. Now, I knew the surgery wasn't going to be a magic pill, and I'm sure you do as well, but I sort of figured that once I got the surgery, I'd have more confidence. Not true. Confidence takes time. And actually, side note, one of the reasons why I do these videos are to help me boost my confidence here. 8 years later, I'm still struggling with it. But mentally, all your problems that existed before are still there. And it almost, in some people, and even for me in some aspect, is worse because you can no longer eat to get that dopamine hit. Like, you can eat, but at first, at least for me, this surgery was being on a diet that you can't cheat on, meaning that, I would imagine, hey, I'm going to binge, I'm going to eat all this. You're not. I couldn't, I could only eat so much. And if I tried to eat more, the pain would come, the vomiting would come. And I'm telling you, 8 years later, I still have the restrictive nature where some days I could barely eat. I think a couple weeks ago, I ate something and, I had to throw it all up. It's part of the world. It's part of it. But the surgery is not going to make people like you. I'm telling you, I'm here to say, for some reason, I thought that would change. I thought people would like me. People would notice me. No, you still have to work on your personality. And for a lot of people, for me specifically, my personality was kind of weird just for being the fat person all my life. And I grew up when fat wasn't cool. All right. It was very looked down upon to be fat. And I was teased greatly in elementary school and high school and even college, really. People, just treated me different. And once I lost the weight, people still treated me the same. Like, nothing changed in that aspect. Also, I didn't, magically land a higher paying job or anything once I lost the weight. My career progressed like it should have for someone my age, but nothing magical happened. And again, I knew that wasn't going to happen, but at some level, I just figured things would all click, and it still takes a lot of work. The other bad thing is you're still going to have any underlying medical condition that you had before, because most medical conditions, the doctors will say, oh, if you'd only lose weight. Well, it's true. Losing weight helps a lot of medical conditions, but it doesn't cure really anything. Like, you still could have diabetes. Like I said, I still have MS. It makes it easier. Didn't take it away. Didn't cause it, so it didn't take it away. So the other thing that I have is a partying gift for my surgery is I have severe heartburn to this day. Like, I've gotten a couple upper GIs. When I had my surgery, he noticed a hiatal hernia, the surgeon. So he fixed that because I had heartburn before. But I still have heartburn now greatly. I have to take omeprazole. Doesn't do anything for me. I'm on a medicine called Dexilant, which is like a hardcore, anti-heartburn medicine. So that's it. And I deal with it every day. It's okay. I take medicine and I'm okay. I keep, in case I need it, I keep heartburn medicine, like Pepsid next to my bed at night because, I bought a special bed so where I sleep raised because of the heartburn. And listen, I don't know if it has anything to do with the surgery or just, my life. But like I said, I've had GIs. They can't find anything. So it's just something I have to deal with. So that it was pretty much sums up the bad for me. Now the ugly. Okay. Initially, and this goes away, but initially I lost a ton of hair. I'm talking like wads and clumps of hair. It was frightening. I was lucky because I have naturally thick and voluminous hair to begin with, but the initial loss of the clumps of hair was extremely upsetting. I've heard that the culprit is mainly the anesthesia that they use at the surgery. So, but I'm happy to report it came back. My hair is beautiful again. It prompted me to make some changes to lighten my hair, mostly to hide the grays. Let's not lie. But now I take a lot more pride in my appearance than I did initially before surgery. So that problem will be overcome eventually. It's hard to imagine when you're in the thick of it that there's not an ending to it. So when you're in the thick of the side effects, like the bad, the heartburn, the, just the exhaustion that you're going to initially feel, it's hard to imagine that this will end someday. But I am here to tell you, 8 years later, it's a life changer, and it will all come out as long as you stay positive, do what you need to do. It will be fine. One last thing that I wanted to mention, and I've mentioned this on prior videos, skin doesn't go back, especially when you're my age. So I was 39 when I had the surgery. I still have, varicose veins, which are hereditary, but also another health problem that is only aggravated by being obese. So I still have varicose veins. I have to get them stripped every once in a while. Causes me swelling in my legs. I still believe I have lipedema because so where my top half could be a size 6, my bottom half is like a size 10. So it's annoying. I'm not proportional, but again, it's fine. I don't care. And if it's something you care about, there's weight loss, there's surgery. It's expensive. I tried to even say, well, can't I get this, covered by insurance? And they're like, nope, you have to pay for it. It's a lot of money. So, you got to make the choices. I'm telling you, I would 10 times rather have loose skin than the health problems I had. It looks fine over clothes. I think I look okay now, and it is what it is. But ultimately, that's all I wanted to come on and talk about this morning. I'm going to try to link a few of my beginning videos so you can get a sense of who I am, what I've been through. Again, I'm really new at this. I'm doing this to try to boost my confidence. I really like to help people. I want to share my experiences because some of the things out there are just bunk. So if you could like, share, subscribe, if you know other people that this would benefit, pass it on. Again, if you have any questions for me, please add it in the comments. And ultimately, I hope you have a great day and lots of happiness and health.